and Caicos, and welcome to the Government's Information Program. This is TCIG Connect, Friday, the 18th of October, and I'm your anchor, Nadija Mizik. And the headlines: the Premier leads consultations on Constitution Amendments and the 10th Annual Mental Health Conference. All these stories and more here on TCIG Connect. The Premier Honorable Charles Washington Mizik led a series of consultation meetings over the past 2 weeks on the proposed amendments to the TCI Constitution. Meetings were held across the Turks and Caicos Islands. Take a look. Constitutional amendment consultations began on Monday, the 7th of October. The Premier Honorable Charles Washington Mizik led the talks, which began in Salt Cay, to inform the public on the proposed amendments to the TCI Constitution. These amendments represent a significant step towards enhancing governance and accountability and ensuring the Constitution aligns with the evolving needs and aspirations of the people. Heard during the meetings was an explanation of some of the proposed amendments to the Constitution, which proposes changing the name of the House of Assembly to Parliament, and with effect from the next dissolution of the Parliament, changing the maximum parliamentary term from 4 to 5 years and abolishing appointed members of Parliament. A clarification that the Turks and Caicos Islands Cabinet has autonomous capacity with respect to domestic affairs and sets out matters relating to external affairs that the governor must delegate. Provisions for the governor to appoint a greater number of ministers than the 6 normally permitted in addition to the premier, with the total cap being higher than that brought in by the Turks and Caicos Islands Constitution Amendment Order 2021. The establishment of several new bodies, a cabinet office and a cabinet secretary, a police and defense service commission, an international center for alternative dispute resolution, and provides that a constitutional commission may be established. Constitutional provision for some entities and items already in existence, including the National Security Council, the TCI Regiment, and the National Crest. The removal of the regulation of international financial services from the governor's special responsibilities, and the establishment of an independent body for the regulation of financial services. Provision of a power for a referendum to be held on matters of national importance, and amendments to the composition of the Electoral District Boundary Commission and to its functions. The order also revokes the Turks and Caicos Islands Electoral District Boundary Commission Order 2011. Other amendments include laws enacted by legislature, amendments to standing orders, the role of the Chief Justice, regiment to particular offices, institutions supporting democracy, and institutions protecting good governance. Consultations have now concluded, and the 2024 draft Turks and Caicos Islands Constitution Amendment Order was debated and subsequently passed in the House of Assembly on Thursday, the 17th of October. The second phase of the Financial Assistance Program was launched on Wednesday, the 9th of October, with a public portal. This second phase will capture eligible persons who were not able to apply in the first phase. Applicants must upload to the portal an affidavit of pension income and residency in the Turks and Caicos Islands, a copy of their TCI status card, passport, or British Overseas Territory certificate evidencing status in the Turks and Caicos Islands, evidence of a source of additional pension if you receive another pension other than the National Insurance Board, their National Insurance Board number if they have one, their voter's ID number if they have it, and their banking information. The public portal is expected to remain open. However, in the first instance, persons are asked to complete the form between the 9th and the 23rd of October, after which there will be a cutoff period to process applications. For more information and updates on Phase 2 of the Financial Assistance Program, visit the Office of the Premier on Facebook at facebook.com/Office of Premier TCI. We'll take a break now. When we return, a look at this year's Mental Health Conference. More TCIG Connect after the break.
Hello, Turks and Caicos. I am Kate Mizik, Detective Constable within the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force, and I'm attached to the Safeguarding and Public Protection Unit. If you are a victim of domestic violence, you have the right to apply for an interim protection order to safeguard yourself from further harm. The process begins with an application to the magistrate. You will need to submit an affidavit that sets out the facts of the abuse, the type of protection you're seeking, and the name of the police station where any breach will be reported. Once approved, the interim protection order will place immediate restrictions on the abuser, providing you with legal protection you need. If the order is violated, report it immediately to the police station named in your application. Violating a protection order is a crime and will result in legal consequences for the abuser. If you suspect someone is being abused or there are allegations of abuse, there are several options to take action. Help is available. If you or someone you know is facing abuse, don't hesitate to use the options and seek protection you deserve. Together, we can stop the cycle of domestic violence, protect yourself and your loved ones. Report the abuse at your nearest police station. Contact the Safeguarding and Public Protection Unit at 232-6696. Reach out to the Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub at 338-4013. Call the Department of Gender Affairs at 338-2668, or for immediate assistance, call 911.
Welcome back to TCIG Connect. The Department of Behavioral Health Services observed World Mental Health Day on Thursday, October 10th, with their 10th annual Mental Health Conference. This year's focus being prioritizing mental health in the workplace. Here's that story. October 10th is recognized globally as World Mental Health Day. The Turks and Caicos Islands joined in on the observance of the day. This year's theme, prioritizing mental health in the workplace. Director for the Department of Behavioral Health Services, Dr. Alicia Malcolm, sharing on the success of the conference, says she's proud of the growth of the conference from year to year.
Today, we are observing Mental Health Day, and it's under the theme, prioritizing mental health in the workplace. And of course, this theme resonates with so many people because as adults, we spend half of our life and so many hours at work, so it's going to be so important for us to have discussions like this so that managers, supervisors, HR professionals, they know how to put policies and strategies in place to really support their employees and their mental health. And so that's what the discussions are about today. We have our keynote speaker, who was Ms. Jody Ann Pratt. She delivered a great message. And now we're doing the panel discussion, which is also focused on prioritizing mental health in the workplace, theirs and yours. And it's going great so far. Persons are participating and engaging in conversation, and that's what we like to see.
The panel discussion featured a range of public and private sector professionals who highlighted the importance of implementing healthy mental wellness practices in the workplace to ensure the well-being of staff and remove the stigma associated with mental health challenges. During the conference, attendees were showed meditation exercises and heard presentations on psychology, psychiatry, substance abuse prevention, and nutrition. Dr. Malcolm says after events like these, the department goes to work to ensure the intended messaging is properly received and that active changes are implemented through programs that provide invaluable assistance to those suffering from mental health issues.
After events such as this, we get together and we discuss, what were our findings, what are some of the outcomes, what are some of the trends and the themes that we're seeing, and so when we develop other activities throughout the year, and we try to do things throughout the year, not just waiting on World Mental Health Day, so when we do these different activities, we would keep in mind certain themes, certain concerns that were coming forth by the audience, and just make sure we're addressing those key issues, that are being seen in mental health.
Dr. Malcolm, speaking on the importance of the work the department does, shared some encouraging words to the public. She says help is available to you should you need it.
Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, for one. You have services that you can access that are free, that are run by professionals, and so reach out for help. It's not a sign of weakness. Don't wait until you're in crisis mode, before you reach out for help. The minute you start to sense signs that, certain things might be affecting you, you don't want it to get very far. So before that happens, just pick up the phone or come into the office. We'll get you the help that you need.
If you or anyone you know would like support for your mental health, you can call the department at 649-338-3613 in Grand Turk or 649-338-5613 4737 in Providenciales, or visit one of the Department of Behavioral Health Services offices for help. The Office of the Deputy Governor marked the completion of their administrative training with a graduation ceremony on Wednesday, the 16th of October. Heads of Secretariat and executive administrators within the Turks and Caicos Islands government celebrated high performance reviews and received certificates of completion. TCIG Connect was there to capture the brief ceremony. Take a look. 21 heads of Secretariat and executive administrators received their certificates of completion following the conclusion of the inaugural Administrative Excellence Training facilitated by the Office of the Deputy Governor Training Directorate. The Deputy Governor and Head of the Public Service, Her Excellency Anya Williams, brought remarks during which she thanked her team for facilitating the training and congratulated the civil servants on their successful completion of the course. The 4-day program was developed to equip administrative professionals with the skills needed to professionally support and enhance the work of their various ministries. TCIG professionals heard presentations on topics including operating in an executive office, effective communication, policy drafting, organizational skills, government protocol, financial oversight, and workplace ethics. To graduate, participants were required to successfully complete a group presentation, the effective writing skills for the public service course offered by the International Center for Parliamentary Studies, and complete a final exam. All civil servants scored highly in their assessments, with 90% of the participants scoring in the 90th percentile, which Deputy Governor Williams said would be reflected in their overall appraisal scores. Participants received a certificate of completion and were celebrated by members of cabinet, permanent secretaries, and deputy permanent secretaries in attendance. Deputy Governor Williams says this government will continue to upskill professionals across government to enhance efficiency and service delivery to the public. Congratulations to all successful participants. We've got more government news for you. Sports Report coming up. Stay tuned.
Hello, Turks and Caicos. My name is Sabrina Liborn, a detective within the Safeguarding and Public Protection Unit of the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force. In recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the Royal Turks and Caicos Islands Police Force is committed to keeping you safe. Domestic violence can take many forms: physical, emotional, or financial. If you or someone you know is a victim, there are steps you can take to keep you safe. First and foremost, trust your instincts. If you feel unsafe, reach out to someone you trust or contact us immediately. Help is always available. Keep your phone charged and nearby. Save emergency numbers such as your local police station and domestic violence hotlines on speed dial. Prepare an emergency bag with essential items, including personal identification, money, and clothing in case you need to leave quickly. Remember, children are also affected by domestic violence. Protecting them means ensuring their safety as well as yours. Talk to someone you trust. A family member, or counselor can offer the support you need. If you need to leave, know that shelters and support services are ready to help you. We're here to help. If you're in immediate danger, don't hesitate to call us. We'll work with you to ensure your safety and well-being. Remember, you are not alone. Together, we can break the cycle of domestic violence. Heal, hold, and center. Speak up and seek support. We are here to help.
Welcome back to TCIG Connect. Time now for your sports report.
This week, the TCI Commonwealth Games Association welcomes the Caribbean delegates onto our shores. We spoke with CANAC President Mr. Keith Joseph on what we should expect of this week's sporting activities.
An exciting moment when the Turks and Caicos Islands Commonwealth Games Association agreed to be the country that wanted to host this exciting event. We've had presentations and awards over the several years that we've been in existence, because of course we were established in 2003 in the Dominican Republic. But this is the first time that we have organized an official award ceremony, and that's why we're talking about being our inaugural awards. And we've had a committee that in 2018 provided us with a template as to what we should do. And now finally, in 2024, we have a program being hosted for the very first time in the Providenciales here in the Turks and Caicos Islands with regard to awarding athletes, officials, administrators, people who have contributed to sport over the years. This is an exciting and historic moment for CANOC. It's an exciting and historic moment for sport in the Caribbean. And you know, it comes against the backdrop of what our Caribbean peoples have achieved at the recently concluded Olympics. So our celebration this year comes at a most opportune time because the small islands of the Caribbean, and of course Cuba, which is a bit larger, has done so much in terms of leaving a mark on the international scene with regard to achievements at the Olympic movement. This is particularly important for us because Turks and Caicos is the scene of history. It is the scene of a new phase in terms of CANOC. It is the scene of a coming together of Caribbean peoples in our tandem with the Commonwealth Games Federation that has never been done before. And we hope that when we leave here, the experience that we've had here and the impact that we've had on the Turks and Caicos Islands, as well as on the global sporting community, will allow them all to see the Turks and Caicos Islands as a new venue for sport tourism in the world, the global environment.
And the latest in the Turks and Caicos Island school sports. The TCISS Football Championship weekend is coming. With electrifying performances and dynamic team play, the semi-finals are kicking off this Friday, October 18th. For the girls, our semi-finalists include Clement Howell High versus H.J. Robinson, and the British West Indies Collegiate will play the A. Louise Garland Thomas High. On the other end, the boys' semi-finalists include Maranatha Academy versus Elite High School, and a very intense matchup between the Clement Howell High and the A. Louise Garland Thomas High. You do not want to miss this. Be sure to come out and show your support. For full details on the weekly results, visit www.gov.tc/sports/our-event/TCI School Sports.
That's all for today's government news update. For more information on these stories, visit our website at www.gov.tc/TCIG Press or visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/pressofficetcig. Join us here on the TCIG Communications Directorate YouTube page every other Friday at 6:30 p.m. for the latest news from government. Thanks for watching. I'm Nadija Mizik. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.